Digging with 7 begins right now.
You can see my pinpointer here. I got a 1032. And I do believe that is a burnside. Don't find too many burnsides here. First signal of the day. And it's a nice one.
I'm sure you guys have noticed that the lead is different on these burnsides. It's a little bit browner and seems like it crumbles a little more. The quality's not as good. If anybody's got any information on that, pass it along, would you?
This signal here was the worst signal. And I made the statement, I wouldn't dig this anywhere else. And I've nicked that with my shovel there. But that's a good 58. Not really that deep, probably 6 or 7 inches. I don't know why it didn't ring up any better, but it just was jumping everywhere. But it had that bullet sound. Anyway, that's number 2. Got a burnside and then this 58. Got some friends over here this morning. I've got a signal here. I don't know what this is, whether it's anything or not. It's a little brass ring. I'm not for sure if that might have been a child's ring. I found some brass rings at some of these old house sites. There is a spring right off of the hill right there. And there was an old house that's set up on this knob here. Holy cows, I got an audience this morning. Anyway, that's my first signal at this site here this morning, December the 23rd. I believe this is pewter. Looks like it might be a piece off of a spoon or fork. I'm not sure on that. There's a house from the middle 1900s right there. But right out in here, there was another old house. And I found first button. I'm not sure how old that button is. Shank is broke off of it. Kind of a wagon wheel, isn't it? Anyway, I like finding buttons. Now these are the kind of buttons that I'm looking for right here. That is a very, very, very small button. And the shank is broke off. I think it may have a back mark. Very thin cuff button. But that tells you that you're on a pretty old site. 1800s. See if I can find some more of those. Just up the hill where I found that other cuff. There's another cuff. Got the shank on it. I believe it's got a back mark. I may have found my spot. Right there where those cedars are and those trees to the right, there is a little hill that goes off into a creek bottom right there. That's a real good spring. All these buttons that I'm finding are right in here. And I found another one. Another good flat button. I believe that one may have a back mark. No shank. It's a thin button. Could have been the back off of a 2-piece. Anyway, nice find. I believe this is going to be another button. I can see the brass here. See it's still in the plug. It is, but it's broke. Oh, that's a nice button there. Just the edge of it broke. I tell you what, guys. There's a spring, and there's some high ground right here on top of it. Anytime you find a spring and you find a knoll or some high ground up above it, hunt it. I have never hunted above a spring on a knob like this that I didn't find flat buttons or some kind of Civil War related stuff. It's worth hunting. Right up the hill from where I found the buttons, and I found a round ball. Looks like it might be a 32 pistol ball. It's a good find. Hello there, Mr. Worm. You know, I don't notice those until I go to editing on a video. Another good flat button. I didn't think that this was going to be a flat button. It's got a good back mark on the back of it. That's a thick one. I got about a 1234. I always dig those because they're Civil War bullets, but that's a nice button. I wish it had a shank. Got a fired round ball. That's a nice find. I'll take it. Here's a deep one. See it over there. See it down in the bottom of the hole. Oh yeah. Thought that was going to be a tomback for a minute, but it's not. That is a nice flat button. Look at there. Look at that baby. Very nice. This is probably going to be the last one of the day. It's flat button. Shanks broke off of it. But I'll take it.